let's go ahead and get started. Coach Mike, what did you notice in your lesson that you thought went really well?
I think what went well was at the beginning, just getting them to participate, getting them to be encouraged. Last time they got a little bit discouraged by the fact that they weren't able to successfully make it around the court twice. So this time, starting them off stationary hopefully got things off to a better start. I think they were encouraged right away that they were able to get the 5 bounces quickly. We still then tried for the one time around the court, but starting them off on a better note was, I think, better than starting them off dribbling and losing the ball and having to recover like that.
And I agree. I think that helps with kids not getting frustrated. I think that is a good. You adjusted your lesson really well.
Thanks.
Because I think you saw the frustration. You're like, okay, let's pause and take it a step back and start from the foundation.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good call. Now, what did you think? If you were to redo your lesson again, what would you do differently next time?
Yeah, looking back on it, I think I need to do better with the grips of tennis. I mean, when I was taught tennis as a kid, they really went over grip positions, because, everybody wants to grab the tennis racket and just start hitting it, but to go over the grips better. A little bit more strategy, I guess I've hesitated a little bit on that to not get them discouraged by so much information at once, but probably to give them a little bit of strategy on how you win points. And just, having maybe some exit tickets at the end so that we can sum up what we've done up to that point and make sure that they've proven that they're understanding everything that I've taught them and that they've done in the class. So.
Perfect. Yeah. No, that would have been my suggestion as well, because my questions would have been, how do we start the class and how do we close out the class?
Sure.
So at the beginning, it could be just they're standing in a circle and they're giving, and you can create a question like, okay, it could be a review question from the day before, or it could be a hook, an interest question for what's happening that day, just to get them excited and engaged or even curious. And so starting that as a group, as an opener, and then like you said, tie it in with your exit ticket at the end. Sometimes people might feel weird, it's like, well, I'm a PE teacher, why do I need an exit ticket? But it's just more of kind of how to seal the deal in a way. It's like, okay, now that we spent an hour together, at the end of our lesson, what were some of the things that you want them to remember? If it's the grip, if it's the what did they learn, and have them self-reflect and process, or even asking them like, what extra practice do you need? What would you like to see tomorrow's lesson be like? So, do you think that's something that you can incorporate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the kids are open to it. The main thing is that they have an interest in the sport and the activity. So.
And so, if we were planning ahead for an exit ticket question for sometime this week, what would be an exit ticket question that you can ask the students?
Well, I would probably say, can you demonstrate something very simple like the difference between a forehand and a backhand?
Yep.
Because I think they probably can't. if I'm being now, I think they know how to hit it, and they'll kind of just figure it out.
They don't know the terms.
But I don't think they know the term. In fact, something I told them was, a lot of times people, if you're right-handed, you may not feel comfortable hitting it backhand. So I showed them a way, if you want to kind of like, if the ball bounces here, you can run around it and hit it that way. You see tennis people do it all the time. They don't feel comfortable with the backhand. So they run around it. You just have to move more.
Yeah. And that's like the strategies that you were talking about earlier about teaching.
I would say a lot of the problems, though, a lot of the kids are very stationary. They're just stuck there. So when the ball comes there, that's also another issue, that they don't really determine. The ball's coming straight at them. They don't really determine which way do I.
Which side are you good at?
You just got to move. You just got to move. But there is a way to get around it. If your backhand's terrible. There's a way to get around it just by continually moving. So
and I think by you asking the question, describe the difference between the forearm and the back.
Backhand.
You're able to, that's your check for understanding.
Yeah,
it's
sure,
like, okay,
sure.
So if they show you, if they can demonstrate to you, yes, they understand it, then tomorrow you can build on that.
Gotcha.
If they say no, like they're clearly not understanding the difference, then the next day you can reteach that lesson. So I think that's a good way to kind of end your lesson, to kind of give you an idea, okay, what do I need to do next? So, okay, wonderful.
Okay, great.